Radiant team back.
Alright, hello and welcome to FMBP Dota's cast of the CEVO Showmatch for Season 2. We've got Nexus Gaming going up against some swaggy ass G's, otherwise known as Swag. I'm Helium, and I guess we won't jump right into this. I want to say a little bit about CEVO Season 2. So registration opened to May 2nd, it ends May 30th. I think we're looking to get about 100 teams in Dota 2 for CEVO Season 2. $750 in cash prizes, $500 for first place, $250 for second place, and then I believe some headsets, hardware prizes for third place. So make sure to get involved. There's a whole lot of skill groups, I guess. We need more teams, so for Season 3, we can have sort of a tiered division, you know, CEVO Invite, Premier, Main, Open. Kind of like it was back in the days of Counter-Strike. But anyway, always fast bans between these two teams, so let's get into it there. First pick, first ban, going to Swag. They ban out the Nakes, which has pretty much been their ban of choice these days. Just so good early, mid, late game, you know, Rage, Open Wounds, Infest, hard to kill, hard to gank. Able to make big plays, especially with an early armlet, so banning that out. Also taking out Magnus, you know, the RP, pretty strong. Empower, also great. Pretty much every spell Magnus has is great, so just taking that out. And they opt to pick up the Darkseer first. So Jesus, kind of his signature hero there, that Darkseer offlane. I've literally never seen him have a bad game on the Darkseer, but let's quickly look at Nexus here. Taking out the Bat Nyx, so pretty much the standard bans of Dota for the past while, honestly. Taking out Bat and Nyx, and first picking that Rubik and Shadow Demon, so two great supports right there. Not a whole lot of damage early on. Once I get level 2, the Disruption with the Soul Catcher, and then of course the Telekinesis, another stun, and then Fade Bolt will do a ton with that Soul Catcher landed on. Alright, and sorry for the alt tabbing, just wanted to make sure my overlays are all set, as they're fairly new to me, and I have been forgetting to switch them occasionally. But anyway, we got some more picks, so we got that IO pickup, also known as Wisp. We'll see what I continue to say throughout the game. It's hard to stay consistent. But anyway, strong mobile strat here. We got the IO picked up with Keeper of the Light, so we got the once level 6 on Caudle, a lot of split pushing available with that recall. 4 of them able to stick together, or even, I guess in this case, we could have 2 of them sticking together. Caudle have that relocate for one other, and then Wisp and whatever, insert carry here are teamed up farming together, and just a whole lot of split pushing, lots of farming in the jungle, split pushing, and then use those abilities to just quickly group up, take a team fight or push together. And then we've got, looks like this will be probably Icon's Clockwork in that off lane. We see him do that quite often. Could go in the mid lane as well. Clockwork is very good there, especially with the buff to the cogs now, taking the health and mana as well as longer duration. And also fixed was the Force Staff. You used to be able to just Force Staff out of them, so that was the item that was pretty much put Clockwork out of competitive play. But now that you still take that mana health drain once you Force Staff out,
10 seconds
and of course the buff to Clockwork overall being picked up a lot more. And now we move on to the second banning phase, so let's see what does Swag want to ban out here. Looks like definitely need a carry and a possible mid offlaner, as Clockwork could be either role. So probably expect some ban outs of the carries. Let's see. Well, they don't have theirs yet, so I don't know. And they've got the first pick, so maybe they don't want to ban Luna. Maybe they do. Also PL, probably going to get banned out here by Nexus. That PL combo with Keeper of the Light is pretty annoying. I mean, it can be beat, you just run a good aggressive tri-lane against it, but it's hard, it's not as easy as it sounds, so you can lose that tri-lane and then you're even further behind. And that late game potential. Also, having to ban out the CK here, the CK Wisp, also maybe forced out to take Tiny. Gyrocopter with Wisp is pretty decent as well, as even Juggernaut. Pretty much anyone with Wisp, really. Just the ability to turn any one-on-one fight into a 3-on-1 is just pretty much the best thing ever, I guess, if you have got the Wisp on your team. So it looks like Swag taking out Puck as that strong mid choice that Nexus could have had, and then also the Anti-Mage, they're taking that out as well. Which, I don't know, I think I have found the counter to Anti-Mage. You pick up that Skywrath Mage as a support and run an aggressive tri-lane against an Anti-Mage, 3-second silence at level 1, you have the opportunity to kill Anti-Mage so early. I think it's pretty good, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here. And we'll see if we see any of the new heroes. We got Dro, Bristleback, Tuskar, Skywrath, Slark. Yeah, so maybe anyone will pick up those. could make for a fun game. This is a best of 3. I don't know if I mentioned it. I know the stream sort of said it beforehand, but anyone just tuning in, the CEVO Season 2 show match between Swag and Nexus, best of 3. This is game 1. And waiting on the last ban here for Swag.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, while we wait, I guess check out
5
CEVO.com for even more information than what I'm saying. And also, if you don't play Dota 2 and you happen to be watching this, there's plenty of other divisions for other games. Pretty much every Counter-Strike in existence, Call of Duty, Battlefield 3, even League of Legends. So whatever floats your boat, you can go over to CEVO and sign up for that as well, because they're not just looking for registration boosts within Dota 2. Obviously, CEVO as a whole. Good North American tournament to support. Hopefully get CEVO back to where it was a couple years ago as pretty much the premier professional gaming, at least in the Counter-Strike world. But anyway, looks like we had that Juggernaut ban. Why did they ban Juggernaut? I don't know, I guess he does have some pushing potential with the healing ward. Pretty strong carry that goes through BKBs with his ult, but I don't know. And also can get out of this tiny wisp gank pretty easily, as soon as he sees that relocate, he can sort of just Blade Fury TP out and the tether, and nothing is going to stop him from doing that. And then Quap banned out here by Nexus Gaming, because no strong mid emerging yet from Swag. Going to be their last pick here, possibly. And we'll see what Nexus Gaming decides to get here, if it's going to be their carry or what. They do have the last pick, so they can bait it out a little bit, I suppose.
5 seconds.
I've heard Nexus saying they want to run the Roof Trellin, also Treant. There's the Slark. Nexus knows me. They know I want to see these new heroes in action. So Slark picked up as could be a defensive tri-lane, could it be an aggressive? I don't know. It'd be hard to aggressive against Caudle. Slark is pretty squishy, despite a lot of damage you can pump out early, but I think this burst from Tiny into an Illuminate and the Spirits from Wisp might be able to take Slark out, even if he's invis. Can probably even burst through that regen if there's no sentries down.
Remaining.
But I'd have to imagine sentries will be bought up quite early here by Swag.
5 seconds remaining.
And now dipping back into the reserve time, but they've got 45 seconds of that, so really no hurry from them. And it looks like they need, I guess they could do the Tiny Wisp mid, as they are on the Radiant, so it suits them a little bit better. But it looks like they're just going to have that Storm Spirit in the mid lane, and then Caudle, Tiny Wisp, tri-lane, Darkseer off. Might abandon in jungle if he has to. And I'm kind of curious, I think Swag will want to go defensive with this. And we can have Tiny pretty much in the lane being babysit from the side. And then Caudle and Wisp can definitely stack and do the jungle pretty effectively. And to get their levels up. Fast level 6 on Tiny for sure if he's getting solo XP.
10 seconds
and then Wisp
remaining.
getting that XP in the jungle. Definitely 6, maybe around the 8-9 minute mark. And then also picking up Skywrath here. Probably, I touched on why he'd be good against Anti-Mage. Same thing for Storm. Once Storm's level 6, not going to be really able to just ball lightning in and out if he gets that. By that time, it'll be even a 5-second silence. And the damage amp from quite a bit of magic. And I'm switching overlays because I've been forgetting recently. Alright, we're all good. Now I gotta figure out who Caudle is. That's definitely Smurs. Alright, so the heroes have been picked up. Let's get into that introduction. So on the Dire, which I always do first for some reason, I don't really know. We got Nexus Gaming here. We've got Icon on somewhat of his signature clockwork. He plays it a lot. Go into the off lane with wards to block those camps. Rakudo, definitely a very good Rubik. Had some sick games in the past that I've cast. So Rakudo playing that Rubik. Looks like he bought wards and then sold them up. And yeah, now throwing the sentries out. Looks like he had those. So Rakudo on the Rubik. Morphin playing that carry Slark in the defensive tri-lane here, possibly. Maybe the support's rolling out for a gank as Caillou. Actually, Caillou going mid on the Skywrath Mage. And then last but not least, we got Meow or Fallen. I'll probably be calling him Fallen. That's what he normally goes by. Playing that Shadow Demon, and actually he's picked up the sentries. And then on the Radiant side, for Swag, we've got Blink on that Wisp. Normally a support player here. Well, yeah, still supporting. But like I said, Wisp Tiny going into this mid lane here. It's a little easier to do on the Radiant.
Is this on?
And paired up there with Xylu on the Tiny. And Wisp with Sentries, actually. Darkseer being played by Jesus, no surprise there. Look for him to have some big plays this game, some nice walls, and just overall good positioning. And we'll decide what he decides to do. See what he decides to do, whether he just jungles or goes to the lane or whatnot. A little bit of a grouping in mid, maybe switching the lanes. Squee playing the Storm Spirit here. The mid player saw him play Storm Spirit last night. Did a phenomenal job in a little scrim against Team Carry TP. It's up on my Twitch and YouTube right now, but don't watch it now, of course. Looks like some lag issues. And then, have I introduced everyone? Maybe not. And last but not least, is this Smurs?
Thanks.
He's normally the carry, but it looks like they have Xylu carrying, so maybe Smurs is going to take up this role on the Caudle. I'm pretty sure that's who it is, because I remember seeing his name in the lobby. But we got 3 down here in the Radiant jungle for Swag. Maybe looking to go for a quick gank in the mid lane. I don't know. Squee are not even in lane yet either, so trying to figure out what they're doing here. Jesus just going to start jungling, abandoning that top tri lane. And now we've got Icon solo farming in the bot lane for now. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Squee needs to find himself a lane. He needs this XP. He can't be just roaming around. He got a little bit there from that easy camp in the Radiant jungle, but heading down to the bot lane with Caudle, which is what I thought they were doing initially. I don't know why he rolled top. Maybe some miscommunication, but Xylu and Blink finding themselves in the mid lane. Probably a good choice going against the Skywrath Mage. Let's see what he bought. Not a quick bottle build whatsoever with the extra regen, unless he was pulled. No, given his money. Looks like he bought those both, and the Mantle of Intelligence for some more damage off of his Arcane Bolt. So not a bad idea. Probably still gonna go for a bottle. Actually, Blink might get the bottle for Swag, just for the tether regen. And then in the top lane, completely uncontested, we have Morphin just farming it up. 7 last hits to Tiny's 7 in the mid lane. So also doing pretty well. Darkseer at 6 now in the jungle. Working on the big camp down there. And yeah, it could be a bit of just a slow farming game for quite a while. Everyone kind of wanting level 6, I think. And now Icon having some trouble possibly staying in the bot lane. A lot of damage from Squee. Squee now doing a ton of damage. The cogs were thrown out there, I believe, to push Squee, but kind of sucked him in. I don't think that's what Icon had intended. With the supports rotating from top, no need for them to be there whatsoever, with Morphin just free farming on the Slark. Now they come over to mid lane, probably want to take out either of these hero in the mid lane, kind of give Caillou that advantage. Getting a kill in that 1v2 lane, even with the supports rolling over, I think would be really good for him. And lots of pings coming out. Blink knows they're there, they're de-warding all over the place, sentries everywhere. And lots of harass from Caillou with that concussive shot. Probably going to keep the Arcane Bolt at 1 and then continue to level up Ancient Seal and concussive shot, I believe. That's the most standard build for Skywrath. I haven't seen him that much, and kind of quit Dota 1 before he was out. Yeah, the magic resistance reduction scales, so probably the best way to play that. So in the bot lane, these two heroes I think are going to be what might get the action started if they hit that level 6 before the mid lane, which they should. Blink not leveling the fastest, you know, only level 2 right now. Yeah, as both level 4 in the bot lane. So whatever hero decides to rotate for their team and try to get a kill, maybe a kill going down in the top lane, that, what is that even called? The leash there from Slark, holding him in place. Looks like a disruption was used, as well as a telekinesis to keep Darkseer in place. So Jesus decides to go back to the top lane and ends up giving up the first blood. So first blood going towards Nexus, and who actually picked it up? Looks like it was the support Rubik being played by Rakudo. So that's, you know, it's, I think Chicken was already upgraded, but Chicken upgrade boots, some more wards. I think sometimes first blood to a support is even more worth it in the long run. Or maybe not the long run, maybe the short run. I don't think that's a term, if I'm being honest, but Alright, now Icon trying to disrupt the creep wave just a little bit with the cog, so it pushes back to his tower. He's a little scared of the Coddle, probably running and pushing out that Mana Leak, and in the mid lane. Lots of damage, and the Arcane Bolt is enough. Level 3 is Arcane Bolt, so I had the skill order all wrong. And Caillou picking up a solo kill in what was a 1v2 lane. Maybe going to go down if Blink. No, Blink just needed maybe one more last hit there, but bottling up was Caillou, so I think he was going to be just fine. So a big move there in the mid lane by Caillou to sort of take that lane. Maybe we could probably say he's winning it. Let's check the gold graphs. Just even though it's still very early, we can see the Radiant. We're farming a little bit better, a little bit ahead, and then now, I guess after that kill, the first blood, and definitely that kill in the mid lane. But you can see it already climbing back in favor, so I think arguably Swag farming a little bit better. We can see 4 heroes grouped up here next with Slark from Nexus on the top of the last hits. But either way, not that big of an advantage in the gold. If you check out the XP, that might be more telling. Yeah, so 1,000 for the Dire right now, just because of those kills, most likely. And that everyone's sort of finding themselves in a lane instead of Darkseer has been rolling around. Squee kind of couldn't decide where to go initially, so that maybe hurt him a little bit in that XP department. We can see it started almost immediately. The game timer at like 30 seconds, the XP started growing in favor of Nexus there. And now we sort of got Rakudo babysitting in the mid lane, wants to make sure Caillou stays alive. Caillou level 6 right now, probably the highest level on the map. A bit of initiation. There's the toss, but it tosses a creep, so the tether stun not going to land on top of that. In the bot lane, oh, it's got there a little bit too late, so it looks like they're picking up that kill. Mana Leak not even skilled, so not having to be used there. And a nice kill. I missed one in the mid lane too. So Caillou picking up that kill. That concussive shot has an intense range, so Rakudo was there. We saw him babysitting. Imagine he ran in telekinesis Fade Bolt as they maybe overextended a little bit to try to get Caillou down in the mid lane, giving him yet another kill. Now he's the highest level on the map, level 7, so doing a good job there. But Swag did manage to pick up a kill on Icon in the bot lane, and that went over to Storm Spirit, so Squee got that one. Check out that XP graph again. Now we see it going sort of back to even. Gold, yeah, whatever. It's very close right now, so we'll get back to those a little later. But meanwhile, while all that was going down, a bit of a push on the top lane, the tier 1 tower, now at only 298 health, so going to be going down soon. And that'll be the first tower down in favor of Nexus. But this Arcane Bolt is just a whole lot of damage to keep Xylu from farming off this lane. He was farming really well earlier, early game, tied for first, around like the 10 CS mark. Now he's fallen off a bit, but still doing really well there with 32. Jesus TPing to the top lane. He sees Fallen, maybe a little overextended. The tier 1 tower goes down in the background. Now a bit of a chase. Just put it on the creep. That one creep overtook, so now kind of a body block, but here comes Wisp. The Spirits. This is going to be the kill on Fallen. Fallen, oh, nice self-disruption to buy him some time, but still definitely going to go down here. Yeah, Io going to get the kill there, now chasing Rakudo. In the mid lane, Caillou is maybe going to rotate to help, but now Smur's in that mid lane on Coddle. So everyone's sort of rotating around. Squee, though, still in the bot lane, going to be picking up some solo farm as Icon rolls over to the mid lane. Not level 6 yet, doesn't have the hook. Let's see, Blink level 5, so going to get a pretty fast level 6. I think anything before 9 minutes, which will definitely be before 9 minutes, is really good for that. They can get this Wisp tiny threat really working out for them. Not to mention, wow, that's going to be intense. If Squee gets some big items, we can see he's going towards that Orchid. Probably a pretty smart choice this game. I guess so Slark can't Death Pact or ult or anything like that, able to get a kill that way. And wow, speaking of Slark, doing so much damage here in the top lane, that leash lasting forever. Slark proving to be a pretty good pickup against Darkseer. That I guess I should find out what that's actually called. I believe it's just leash. Doing a really good job of keeping that Darkseer in place. He can surge, but he can't go anywhere. Still max distance, he can run off of that. And the burst from a Slark getting free XP, free levels, and free farm is just pretty insane right now. 225. And he takes half damage from the Ion Shell as that's going on, so that's actually a pretty good pickup. And now Squee gonna take an Arcane Bolt to the face. Not taking that much damage from that. Let's see, he's doing pretty well. He's got 1 Oblivion Staff, so just needs 1 more of those. And then, of course, that's 750 gold to complete that Orchid, and then maybe he'll start to get things rolling there. Or if he just picks up a TP, some good awareness. but I don't know if I ever finished the thought. This whole global ganking with Tiny Wisp and then Storm some big items, big mana pool, able to just ball lightning across, you know, great distances and just joining the fight. So it's sort of like a 3-person Wisp gank. It's going to be pretty intense. Imagine if they had a Nake's bomb with the Storm Spirit that teleports in. And here goes the first relocate into the top lane behind Rakudo. A little far back, running through the trees now. I think this will be the death of Rakudo. There's the toss into the tether stun. And Rakudo going to be bursted down. Now Morphin, is he trying to turn it around? We've got Shadow Demon here to support him. But yeah, just going to fall back. And now into the mid lane, picking up a kill. Actually, Darkseer got that kill, so probably much needed. And running into the trouble in the top lane again. This leash and the stat steal as well. Whoa, Morphin gets low, but he gets yet another kill on the Jesus. So Slark doing quite well. He's now 2-0-1 to go to the net worth. He's leading by a large margin, 4,770 gold for him. The next is going to be Squee here, who's been sort of solo farming in the bot lane. Finds himself at a 3.4k net worth, and Caillou had a good mid game, 3.4k. We're doing pretty well. Now Squeeze solo initiates onto Icon under the tower, ball lightning around. I don't know if he's going to have the damage to take him out, but either way, nice harass. In the mid lane, maybe a bit of a dive. Let's see, Xylu getting pretty low. Wow, that Arcane Bolt will follow you forever. I think it was on the Dota 2 subreddit. There is a video of, I think it was this, yeah, Clink Skeleton walking away from an Arcane Bolt for like what felt like forever. And the bot lane, I hear that ball lightning. So the harass paying off. Squee picking up a solo kill, able to ball lightning out of the tower range and out of the range of a not level 6 Shadow Demon, so it doesn't really have that extended range of his ultimate. Oh, but a nice Arcane Bolt coming out from Caillou there onto Smurs. Looks like maybe they were battling over the rune there. So yet another kill. Now 6-5 in favor of Nexus. Check out the gold. Now we can see 1,000 gold league for the Dire, so that would be Nexus. Slark in the bot lane going on Squee. There's a disruption to stop the TP, so this is probably going to be a kill on Squee. He's got enough for a little bit of a ball lightning, dodging some damage there, but Morphin probably just going to tower dive. Doing a wow, getting really low, maybe even going to go down, and I want to watch that, but I believe there's some fighting over here. Xylu running in now, stunning up Rakudo, the tether stun, the toss. Rakudo, though, with a wand doing a ton of healing, but probably going to go down. One more hit from Xylu, takes him out. Not a problem. Now Morphin running around for his life, trying to regen health with his ult passive, which, yeah, definitely kicking in right now, so he's not in vision of the enemy team. And that wasn't relocate, that was just a TP, as relocate's off cooldown. And now TPing to the bot lane here is Caillou, so looks like all 5 down here for both teams, well 4 for Swag as Squee is dead. But I imagine he'll be coming back down here, or perhaps he'll go top to try to get that farm up. But a nice hook in onto Jesus. Jesus doesn't have wall. And wow, that Cogs, I don't know what that ult's called, to be honest. But the ult from Skywrath there, doing a whole lot of damage. And now Morphin diving behind the tower onto Xylu. Maybe a bit of an overextension for Morphin. Feeling pretty strong at this point in the game. Falling going to go down. Squeeze found himself TPing back to the bot lane. A buyback here from Slark. TPing right back in. See what he can get done. Xylu silenced up, gonna go down here. That damage amplification with that Slark Dark Pact does a lot. Now Squee, no mana, can ball lightning for a small distance, but not that far. But that does break the leash, so good there. And Morphin gonna be burst down again, possibly. Looks like no vision for them there. So Slark gonna be fine to ult, regen some health. And Rubik still in toss, it looks like, but not doing enough damage to get anyone down. And Morphin looking for more behind the tower. They really want Squee, but it looks like the mana boots got him a lot of mana back. They tend to do that. Now Xylu gonna be pushed by the Cogs. Icon breaking out, but trees are kind of in his way. Throwing a rocket. Xylu's pretty low. There's a lot of magical poke damage, I guess. Jesus again in trouble. Having a tough time. Only level 7. Gonna go down here perhaps. Here comes Squee though with the big ball lightning. A lot of damage. Icon misses his hook. Gonna hit Rakudo right in the backside. And now Smurs going down to this tower. So quite an extended dive. This team fight is insane. Still fighting under the tower. Another ult on top of that Clockwork. Triple kill for Fallen on a support Shadow Demon. Will the creep take him down? In a fit of rage after seeing their heroes go down. And then a quick pause after that. So let's try to press enter, see what went down. Looks like Squee picked off the Rubik. Shadow Demon first, then took out Squee. Clockwork being split among everything for Swag. So maybe the tower took him out with a buyback, coming back in. Then Shadow Demon taking out the Wisp. So that's the triple kill. And then the pause here. I'm pretty surprised Smurs is alive. He was hanging around in this little area for quite a while, and even less health than he has now. And yeah, there's a Clockwork buyback, so no money for TP post buyback, so maybe didn't do his simple math quite fast enough there. But either way, it looks like the fighting is stopping. And I'm gonna find out what Skywrath's ult is called. Mystic Flare. Alright, now I know. So some really good Mystic Flare Power Cogs combination. I've sort of seen on some of the pro games that Furion or Nature's Prophet sprout into the Mystic Flare, and basically anything that holds one person in place for 4 seconds. Pretty good combination with Mystic Flare, as it splits the damage into AoE, so like, you might think RP Mystic Flare is the best thing ever. It's still pretty good, but you're splitting that damage among a 3, 4, 5 person RP, it's not going to do as much. Definitely better used to, you know, solo out a carry like Xylu. But anyway, Blink now grouping up here with Xylu in the mid lane. That tether is up, relocate in 10 seconds, so maybe they'll use that soon. Icon though, not a lot of items, but he's got the levels he needs. He's level 8, so he's got the ult. He's looking for a hookshot in onto anything. Probably would like to go, well maybe not even on Blink, because Blink can just tether out of the power cogs. But anyway, check out Squee. He was getting a lot of kills. I believe he threw a buyback in there. Let's check out the buyback. So we had a buyback on Clockwork. Hooking though into the mid lane. Gonna be on creep. Doesn't matter. Still holds Xylu in place. And there's the Mystic Flare immediately bursting down Xylu. And the potential of, again, the Power Cogs Mystic Flare. But buyback from Slark, buyback from Clockwork, buyback from Tiny. So 3 buybacks on 3 fairly key heroes, the 2 carries, and then the offlaner. So we had a lot of buybacks for sure that last fight, which was fairly extended. I did my best to capture all of the action that was going down. Illuminate gonna land on Rakudo, taking him down to about half health. Morphin has got the Yasha, goes back to the top lane. We'll see what he decides to build next. I'm surprised he doesn't have an Orb of Venom. I mean, it's a cheap item, does enough damage, but who might have questioned? Well, he was like 3-1 at one point, but now dying a few times in the team fights, and then also dying after a buyback, or at least almost dying after a buyback. But leading the CS with 80 is Morphin. Next, 67 on Squeeze, 61 on Jesus. So even though Jesus has been dying a little bit, 1 in 5, a little bit, maybe a lot of bit. 1 in 5. The biggest problem with that is the Darkseer is not going to be the highest level, that's for sure. Only level 8. Actually, everyone in the pack kind of level 8. And that's definitely due to the amount of team fighting that has been going on. And then these 3 heroes just 11, because Caillou solo in that mid lane, picking up a lot of XP. Also got some solo kills, 1 versus 2, and then the free farmers carries for both teams at level 11. So yeah, not that often that you see such a tight grouping on the levels between everyone. And Squee just dinging over to 12, so doing a good job down there. Looks like he invested in a magic wand, I think, instead of going the fastest orchid. But a nice self-disruption there to dodge the tether. Gets tethered anyway. The avalanche wasn't used. Looks like the toss was, though, probably to get that tether stunned in the first place. And they're going to be sent back. So no kill. Relocate wasted maybe just a little bit. And now Smur is going to be caught out as a result of this. Morphin is on the case. There's that lash. There's that leap. The dark pack damage so much. Blinding light. But, you know, Slark a hero that's definitely capable of chasing. And with another dark pack picks up that kill, taking him to 4-3. But more notably, 6-0 is Caillou here. Looks like he's going for a Rod of Atos, which is pretty much the best item ever. I gotta say. I don't know. That's true and it's not true. It's a little expensive. The tankiness, the HP it gives you because of that Vite booster is pretty nice. The slow is also nice. Goes very well with that concussive shot. Or even just slowing 2 targets. The only downside is it's not a hard TC, but maybe Fallen kind of baiting Squee into this. Trying to making Squee think he's the only one there, and there's that silence Arcane Bolt as well. Mystic Flare! Oh my gosh, that's slow into the Mystic Flare. Caillou picking another kill. He's wicked sick. That means he's 7-0. And go to the net worth leading there. TP coming in from Orange. That's going to be Caudle. Can they find anyone? Dropping Mana Leak. Squee initiating all the way onto Rakudo. Doesn't want any spell stolen. Jesus still without wall. Hooking over here by Icon. A lot of damage being done by Morphin. Now he's invis, although a sentry is down by the Radiant, so they know he's there, but he's going to go on Blink. I think he'll be just fine. Gonna pick up that kill, and over here maybe a bit of a tower dive, trying to get Caillou. Caillou still not going down. Now Morphin regenerating a lot of health as he's out of vision. Didn't actually get Blink. Now he's looking for it. He's got the leap in 2 seconds. He just needs to get over the trees. Oh, it breaks trees. Lucky for him. Tethering out and then relocate back to base. So Blink maybe sacrificing himself. Or no, actually everyone gonna back off. Probably pretty smart, as he was gonna bring the freshly respawned Xylu right back into the Radiant jungle. But more importantly, Caillou, 7-0-3. Nice performance here on the Skywrath. So much burst damage, and we'll see how effective that Rod of Atos is going to be when he finally gets it up. And trying to gank Rakudo in the mid lane. I think the toss was thrown, but maybe too long for the tether, broke it. And now toss is again stolen by Rakudo. I believe he's had that a lot this game. And what are the good spells for him to steal, actually? Pretty much anything. Ball Lightning will be great. Overpowered. But anyway, speaking of Ball Lightning, and used to initiate there is Squee. Fallen, gonna go down soon after this. Squee now into the tower, picking off the Rubik. Shadow Demon does go down. Icon tried to save it. Wasted his hook. Well, maybe not wasted. You know, I was trying to save. He didn't die, so, you know, no harm done. But the only bad thing about that, now that gonna be on cooldown for another 60 seconds, and fight might break out, but Goldgraph, this Goldgraph is nuts. Onto an illusion. That's how bad they want to kill Skywrath. Now maybe a little overextended. Mystic Flare on Jesus, taking him down immediately. Haven't even seen a wall yet this game. Now Icon and Morphin need to run out of here. Squee out of mana. Oh, this overload doesn't land. He threw it on the creep, hoping the AoE slow would catch Caillou, but Caillou still yet to die. Just having a phenomenal game right now. Second in net worth. Icon goes down here. Maybe even sacrificing to save Caillou, but now Rubik TPing back in. And in the mid lane, Morphin picks up a double kill. I don't know who he killed first. I think he got Jesus in the mid tower. Now he's going back in with the Dark Pact. Able to get Blink, maybe not. Sentry was down, so they do pick off the Morphin. Blink goes down for that. Maybe not, a little worth it. Morphin just feeling pretty confident. A Slark is a really fun hero just to run in with. That's for sure. So is Storm Spirit. So is Tiny. So I don't know. A lot of fun heroes in this game, actually. Yeah, anyway, the Goldgraph going kind of nuts with all this this constant fighting, and we can see the gold difference pretty much 0. The score is 17 to 20, so 20 kills for Nexus, and the XP again sort of all over the place. 2,000 XP advantage for Nexus on the Dire, which we expect. I mean, with the kills, they got 3 more kills, so they're just a little bit ahead. But again, it's not much. This game up to grabs for anyone right now. And checking out the net worth, Tiny doing pretty well for himself. 1.2k behind the Slark at 5.5k. Hook in from Icon though, so hold that thought. And another Mystic Flare onto Jesus. Jesus, maybe I cursed him. I said I haven't seen him play it. Well, not that he's playing a bad game, but just getting picked off all over the place. And now Squee with a very long range counter initiation onto Rakudo. The Rubik goes down. So Squee getting really close to that Orchid. And a 20-minute Orchid, it's not the fastest, but given all the fighting and just not having the ability to sit and free farm in a lane the entire day or night, depending on where you live. If you're watching from Europe, which I'd be kind of surprised if anyone is, shout out to you, because it's late there. That's what gaming's all about, right? Staying up late. Anyway, let's see. We've got maybe the working of a 4-staff here on the Coddle. Let me do an item check, actually. Mechanism on Jesus, so he does finally have that. I imagine it wasn't that quick, but actually Blink far behind enemy lines right now. Gonna be put under. The Mystic Flare used to take out Shadow Demon. Oh wait, sorry. What actually killed Shadow Demon? I guess just the balls to the face. Still, the Spirit's still whirling around Wisp as he's put under in the disruption. So able to take him out there. Quick item check. Maybe not. The team fighting won't stop. So the mech is up, that's good. Orchid soon. Atos is up on Caillou, so pretty much those are the 3 the biggest key items right now. S and Y on Morphin, and Squee getting a solo kill on the bot lane on Icon, so we see his little oil spot there. So Squee doing a good job. Probably his Orchid coming out now on that Courier. Xyler wants to go on Morphin. Stunned up, but just dodged out with that pounce. Quick fingers Morphin over there with that S and Y. Pretty good early item. The stats are great. The slow also nice. Maybe that's why I didn't go Orb of Venom. Although, would that stack? You know, I'm not sure. Let's see what he goes for next. Now Squee on the prowl. He's got the Orchid finished. Able to pretty much solo kill anyone at this point. Probably really wants to focus on Caillou. Throw that Orchid on Caillou so he can't throw that Mystic Flare, which is just taking out one person for swag every team fight instantly. And yeah, going on Rakudo actually. But anyway, taking out the Rubik. No Spell Steal, no Lift, no Fade Bolt. So a good hero to take out. And now TPing in. And also the hook there. Morphin into the fight. Squee into the Roche Pit. Let's see, Icon still fine. Morphin getting a kill here on Caillou. Some fighting over here. Caillou godlike now, but Morphin picking up a double kill in the mid lane. Blink Xyler going to be just fine. They relocate out. But Wisp probably not going to be just fine. Going to come back into this. Nothing to tether to. Poor Blink having to sacrifice for the team. Morphin picking up yet another kill. Now 10 and 4. So Morphin with the most kills, but godlike right now is Caillou. Rod of Atos looks like he's just going to pick up a sheep stick next. Pretty much a good item there. More intelligence for his arcane bolt to hurt even more. And of course that CC that's really going to help out. CC the tiny, CC the Storm Spirit, or even the Dark Seer, so he doesn't get a wall. And speaking of wall, it's level 2 now, finally hitting 11 is Jesus. So maybe we can see a big wall turn one of these fights around Nexus. Maybe running away with this now. Oh, I don't know, I say that, and the difference in gold here, still so close. XP now, kind of telling the story of winning that last team fight. Gonna maybe go up over 4K. After that, so still at 23 minutes, 4K XP advantage isn't huge, but it's definitely a start of a lead, that's for sure. And with 26 to 21, Nexus leading. And maybe opting to push some towers. There hasn't been that many. The top tier 1 down, the bot tier 1 down, or Nexus have lost those. Swag got him down. And I believe Nexus took out mid and they took out top. Yeah, now they're trying to group up. Maybe gonna pick some kills up here. What was stolen? Probably just Surge. Nice spell to have, but Icon hooking in onto Smurs on the Coddle. Coddle pops the ult. He's using the relocate, but will he die? Yeah, the relocate not gonna finish. So nice pick off there. Definitely gonna secure this bot tier 1 tower. Not a problem there. And again, like I said, start of a lead, and now we see it even more in gold and XP around 5K. Squee trying to get mid. 2 TPing in though for this. Icon without hook. How much can he really do? Trying to drain some mana. Trying to keep the permastun, but yeah, I mean, ball lighting out. Gonna definitely send Squee to maybe regen, but let's see. This ultimate coming in from Xylu and Blink. They pick off Icon immediately. Mystic Flare wasted. Not landing on anything, but Morphin's still here. Gonna take out Squee for sure, but Squee definitely getting a kill before he dies. And a 1 for 2 trade for Swag. So Swag getting a bit of a good trade out of that. And Xylu and Blink go back to the top lane, and now Morphin on the prowl with double damage. Knows relocates off cooldown. Definitely wants to take out Blink here. Gonna focus him up immediately. Yeah, and there it is. The sentry's dropped, but I don't know if Tiny's got the damage to kill him. I think Morphin will be fine to just run away or continue to fight. Does he have a basher? No, he doesn't. He's going BKB. And in the mid lane, if we can stop the simultaneous action here, Caillou picking up another kill beyond Godlike. 11-0 right now, so 2 kills beyond Godlike. 12-4 on the Slark. Who did he even kill? Killing Jesus the Darkseer. I guess not able to surge out. Probably got put under, then immediately silenced. And the silence goes off a whole lot faster than the surge animation. Also with an enormous range. And yeah, Coddle is working towards the 4-staff. Ag's up on Xylu, so he's got that AoE cleave. Mech up on Jesus. Is he working towards the pipe? He is, but nowhere close. Having quite a few deaths, actually. Caillou going towards the sheepstick again, as we've seen. BKB finished on Morphin, so that'll be even bigger for the team fights. Tiny not going to be able to burst him down. Actually, no one going to be able to burst him down, as no one's really right-clicking that hard. Just Xylu, but it's a slow right-click at this point with only an Eggs. Working towards the BKB is Squee, already with the Orchid. Earn up on Blink, pretty much all you need. And Bottle. Probably wants Mana Boots eventually. Maybe he goes Pipe, I don't know. 4-staff just finished now on Smurs, and I think that about covers all the items here. Drums being worked towards on the Clockwork, which is Icon. So that's an item they could definitely use, help Xylu out. Oh, Xylu already has him. We're just working towards another pair. Here comes an initiation in. Let's see, Icon actually going to jump on Jesus, not able to get off a wall. Vacuum combination. Squee immediately takes out the Rubik, so 3-0 right now. Caillou finally dies. So Swag taking out 5 with the buyback, only losing the Darkseer. So wow, what a team fight here at the Roche Pit for Swag to get back into this. And Caillou buys back and immediately goes down. So hasn't died all game and dies 2 times within about 20 seconds. So don't call it a comeback. Not that there was that big of a lead, but opting to push here instead of taking the Roche is Swag. And maybe they can do both. Yeah, they can definitely do both. 50 seconds, and Xylu just gonna melt Roche with overcharge. Especially the whole 4 overcharge. So not a problem. They're taking a huge team fight. Check out the graphs, and kaboom! Just skyrocketing up on the gold, and XP about a 7K shift, maybe even 8K shift now, possibly more after this Roche, back to 0. So the lead that was had by Nexus pretty much gone. A very volatile game, just given the heroes, that's for sure, that are involved. Just a whole lot of magic bursty heroes, not so much right click on either team. Although Slark will get there eventually, and we get a Hyperstone up on Xylu after this BKB, and then I think, I don't know, maybe I give the upper hand to Swag. Icon trying to steal the Aegis, but not going to work out. Immediately going to get bursted down, silenced up there by that Orchid from Squee. Nice try. Gotta respect that. Going pretty insane to try to steal it. Would have been worth it. The death, not that big of a deal in this game. I mean, there's been so many. It's only a 28-minute game, but we've got 61 kills overall. Grouped as 5 here is Swag. I was saying on the draft that they could sort of just split push, but maybe now. They got the pick-off potential with the Clockwork and Skywrath, as well as just Slark solo, that they probably don't want to split up. Or at least maybe Xylu and Blink could split up, and then the other 3 roaming together. And the push continues. Going to get 2 towers and a Roche out of this, as well as about 7 kills for 1, I think, is what the final number is going to be. And Squeak going nuts! All the way into the base. Going to get bursted down. The Mystic Flare used. So Caillou right back in it with another kill. Squee, he's a pretty insane Storm Spirit. He was going pretty buck last night as well. But, I don't know. It still might work out in their favor. Morphin in the mid lane. Got the BKB finish, sitting on 1,400 gold. So we'll see what his next item is.
Strange to say,
and just a pounce over the cliff, so that's Slark. Hard to kill, that's for sure. We're gonna run it away. Jesus now farming it up. He's got mana boots, got the mech, working towards a pipe now. He's got that cloak up, so Hood not far off, and then the pipe. If they win another team fight like they did, it'll just be finished up, no problem. But yeah, so now a 7.5k gold lead. Wow, we can see how minuscule the gold leads were before. Only up to 2.5, now up to 7.5 in favor of Swag, and then the XP shift as well. Almost a 10k shift there in XP after the most recent events of that team fight in the Roche Pit mid lane area. And then of course taking the Roche, which I forgot to write the timer, but you know, as casters we have this, so it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, Fallen working towards the drums. Items is that Sheepstick done. Ghost Scepter on the Caudle, so that'll help out quite a bit if he gets focused. Gem up now on Blink. They don't want to be killed by that Slark any longer. They've put up with it enough. Caillou, let's see, he bought back quite a few times, which is really going to delay that Sheepstick. Had that ultimate orb forever now, and still only 600 gold to speak of after that buyback, and then dying a few times after. Phase. Ags, BKB, so pure carry build obviously on the carry Tiny, with the Aegis as well. Probably wants to get a Hyperstone pretty soon, and not far off from that, but maybe wiser to save for buyback. As like I kind of mentioned, pretty volatile game given the heroes on both sides, and possibly in trouble. No, he's got that Invis rune. Gonna run out right now though. Uh-oh. And there's the Force Staff, possibly going to save his life, but that Atos range is insane, not to mention the concussive shot and the Mystic Flare. If you run through that, you die. So yeah, going down there. Also, don't Ghost Scepter in it, because you'll die even faster. Nice, good pick off there. Maybe, I don't know what Smurz was doing, kind of lost focus there with that Invis rune timing. Thought he could get out anyway. Pretty crazy player is that Smurz, normally on the carry roll. An Icon, so nothing really to speak of. Treads, drums, just going for a tanky build to survive. Probably wants to work towards an Ags. They've got the mech up. Do they have a mech already? Actually, no mech for Nexus, and that might hurt him a little bit here as the game continues on. That cleave damage from Xylu going to be doing a lot. Pretty close to his Hyperstone if that's what he wants to go for, and I don't see why he wouldn't. Doesn't really need a blink with the move speed and relocate that, oddly enough, Blink will be giving him. So I have to expect that for sure. Squee in the bot lane, diving in on, well, he thought he was just going on Icon, pops the BKB to get away from Morphin, now going to TP into the trees, or sorry, whoa, what? That was weird. Anyway, TPing out just fine. I don't know why his TP animation was in the lane while he was in the trees. I guess you can TP then Ball Lightning, that would be my explanation. Not really a big Storm Spirit player, so not positive on that. But anyway, gonna get out with that BKB TP. So we did waste a BKB charge. That was the 10-second charge as well. But he got a solo kill out of it. A lot of money after the Orchid BKB, sitting on 1,300 right now. Go back to the net worth that I just keep open at this late in the game. So Slark's still at 13,200 gold, so leading there. Close behind is Tiny now, so catching up a lot. Tiny with 8 kills, 5 deaths. So doing a good job this game. Then is Squee, and then we got Caillou, who's fallen off considerably after a couple buybacks at 9.2. And I mean, he's the early mid-game hero. But anyway, getting bursted down, possibly immediately. A nice defensive disruption there by Fallen. Now Squee's still doing a lot of damage. Caillou's still alive. Xylu with his BKB popped off. The Mystic Flare on 2, not going to take out either, actually. Who's going to be the first death here? It might be Jesus. Jesus, no, Clockwork goes down first. Now Jesus. Morphin, though, going to go down. So 2 for 2 trade still. So very even team fight. Rakuda goes down. The wall is still there. Does Rakuda go down? He walks through. Looks like a mech was popped off there. Or just a magic wand, I guess. Now Xylu, Soul Catcher lands. Going to have to back off, perhaps. Kayu's still up with a lot of magic burst. Not really scared to chase anyone at this point. Pretty confident he can take out any one of them, if not all 3, depending on the reaction from Swag. So, what was that? 3 for 3 fight overall. Maybe still gonna get this tower here. Not a whole lot of healing available to Tiny. He's yet to pick up anything. He's got 2.7k right now. It doesn't really need to go,
Radiant's bottom tower
I don't know what he would go.
under attack.
They don't really need a pipe. I mean, he's already got a BKB, so that'll negate all the magic damage there. So I would assume an AC, something like that. Or maybe he goes back for a Manta or a Yasha or whatnot. Smur's way up on the cliff. Spirit's giving him vision anyway. Block the TP and now relocating out to safety as kind of sticking around too long up here. And now Blink again, gonna be in a lot of trouble. He's going back in 1 second now. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in and die. Trying to tether out to a creep. At least not making it that free of a kill, but yeah. Blink gonna go down. Down now for 60 seconds. But when he's back up, he'll have his relocate. As it is a short cooldown at level 3. Check back into the graphs here. So still the Radiant with the climbing up in that gold advantage. The team fight, maybe last team fight going slightly in favor of Nexus. As you can see, the XP graph still turning around. So the levels in this game still very tight. Now gold, I guess, more important at this point in the game. So 8k gold lead right now for Swag on the Radiant. So doing a pretty good job to come back from the deficit that they were at a little earlier, and still waiting on what Xylu's going to build here. Sitting at 4k gold. I think Assault Curious is 5.2k. It's a pretty expensive item, so maybe just wanted to buy it all at once. It's not really a bad idea. And Slark going towards a Butterfly, going to be a good item this game for him. Xylu hits like a truck, but if he can't hit you, it's a good strategy there for the Slark. Also an agility carry, so he'll be doing a lot of right-click damage. But not nearly as much as Tiny. But the BKB, S and Y, working towards the Butterfly. He's got the most expensive piece now. Needs about 2,000 more gold for that. And maybe Nexus will want to group up and team fight some more. Checking on Squee. Got a Haste Rune, 1.7k gold. Nothing more to speak of after this Orc and BKB. Caillou getting close to the Sheep Stick. 2.7, 800. Yeah, he's just about got it. A couple hundred gold off. Yeah, maybe definitely want to farm that Sheep Stick up before another fight. And let's see, is this pings for a smoke? The Hood of Defiance is finished. Recipe also bought up. It's pretty much one more kill, one more assist. Jesus can buy up that pipe, and that'll be really big for the next fight. But anyway, opting to smoke up. No wards over there, so the smoke not seen. Gonna run straight into Caillou and pick him off instantly. There's the Orchid, there's the jump in, there's the Vortex, and then all the damage to follow up. Caillou just gonna go down. So a nice pick off for Swag. Now Fallen, though, fighting himself also pretty far out. Also gonna go down. Xylu picking up that kill, the first kill going to Wisp. So now with that, they can definitely push. Are there buybacks available? Buyback on Skywrath, not a buyback on the Shadow Demon. Let's see what can be done here. This tower is going to go down pretty fast. Jumping in right onto Icon. Orchid not yet up. It's up now. Will he be able to use it? He's telekinesed. Icon hooked back to a friendly. So he lives for a little bit longer, but does go down in the end right there. A buyback from Caillou to try to defend this off. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, as 2 key heroes, 3 down. Oh no, pretty much only the carry, semi-carry left right now. So the mid tower goes down. This could be the mid-racks as well. And now Morphin initiated onto Orchid it up. And there's that damage being split over everyone that time. So a nice position Mystic Flare, but it hit everyone. Not able to take anyone out. And here's the mid-racks down, so Swag.
That seems like it might be a significant development. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sorry, sort of choking here, and actually wanting to take more. A Squee, where is he at? Going in on Caillou. Caillou goes down again. Darkseer going to pick up that kill there. Now tier 4 diving. Maybe just back off and go to this Rax again. There's the GG on game 1. So we'll bring you game 2 pretty soon. I'll stay in the game to get you that score screen. And in case anyone's tuning in now recently, this is a CEVO Season 2 show match. Registration for CEVO ends May 30th. So if you want to play Dota 2 or quite a few other games, head over to CEVO.com, look around, and make sure to sign up. $750 in prizes, as well as some hardware prizes. $500 for first place, $250 for second place, and some headsets for third place. So make sure to check that out. It's a fun league, lots of games, 2 preseason games, and of course 8 regular season matches, and then double elimination playoffs. So it'll be a lot of fun, that's for sure. Get the name out there, get casted, help me get my name out there, as well as getting CEVO back in the position it used to be as the best North American gaming tournament league, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, bring you to game 2 shortly. Well, I guess I said I was going to wait for the score screen, so here it is. And then back to bringing you game 2 soon.